Blue Mountains Biodiversity Project is a volunteer-based grassroots nonprofit. We work to challenge ecologically destructive logging, livestock grazing, and toxic herbicide use on public lands in eastern Oregon. Our mission is to defend and restore the natural ecosystems of the Blue Mountains and eastern Oregon Cascades. We've been active in eastern Oregon since 1991, and we work primarily in the Deschutes, Ochoco, Umatilla, and Malheur National Forests, and sometimes the Wallowa-Whitman. With the help of volunteers, we field survey thousands of acres of timber sales each year, as well as some selected livestock grazing allotments. We use the information we collect to help protect biodiversity and ecological integrity across the landscape. We accomplish this work through our engagement in the public comment process, outreach and education, and litigation. We prioritize protecting at-risk and imperiled species, old and mature forests, clean water, and ecological processes. Our work is important for many species such as marten, fishers, goshawks, black-backed woodpeckers, sensitive and threatened plants, salmon, steelhead, and native trout. The heart of our work is our field survey program, and volunteers are the backbone of this work. We field survey every major timber sale in our work area, usually between 4 to 6 sales each summer. Timber sales in eastern Oregon typically range from a few hundred acres to over 10,000 acres. Some recent sales, such as the Ellis timber sale on the Umatilla National Forests, are proposing to log over 56,000 acres. To cover all this ground, we host 20 to 30 volunteers each summer, and we are out in the field almost continuously from the beginning of June through the end of September.
I feel like no other group, especially not the Forest Service, is really on the ground getting to know the land in a really intimate way. And without that connection, it can be easy to make sweeping statements about how a forest should be managed, like, a stream should be buffered 50 feet or something, just based on something arbitrary that you try to generalize across different stream systems. But then you go to one particular stream and you see that there's a huge old-growth forest just growing by the stream much more than 50 feet away from it, and realize that in that particular stream there's so much wildlife and so much plant biodiversity that particular stream needs special care and attention. And so without going there and seeing it and getting to know it and falling in love with it, you just don't know. And so I think that's what makes the project really important and special. And then, there's the whole aspect of just the experience of being out here. You're here with people you don't know who are really different from you. You're living in the woods. You have to cook together, you have to learn how to live together and communicate and drive on back roads and navigate. And all of that is just so important for being alive in the world and getting to know other humans and getting to know a place.
I have a background in herbal medicine, plant medicine, so I know plants when they're dried and bottled and soaking in oil or alcohol, but I didn't really know plants the way they existed in their natural environment, and so that's been really special to become more familiar with who I thought were old friends and see where they live and where they thrive. And particularly, we've been walking through fields of arnica, mountain arnica, here in the Wallowa-Whitman. And, I'm used to arnica being something that I apply topically or take orally, and then to see it blowing in the wind on a sunny afternoon is really special. And also, I'm from the west side of Oregon, west side of the Cascades, and so a lot of these plants are new to me on the east side. And it's been 2 weeks of rapid uptake of plant and tree ID. So I'm a BMBP field survey volunteer. We're in the Wallowa-Whitman National Forest in a unit for a proposed commercial timber sale. And we're basically out here walking every ridge, ravine, meeting old plant friends and recording them, looking out for wildlife and wildlife signs, learning from more experienced people who know this area really well, what to look for. I love the growing sense of competency and really getting to know an area
and getting to a point where you're not just perceiving trees and shrubs, you're perceiving their health, their context, how they keep each other company, and learning from people who've been doing this for many years is really cool to gain from their wisdom. It feels like a concrete way to work against forces of ecological destruction that can feel very overwhelming and paralyzing. So I really like the concreteness. I really like learning like off trail hiking, like working with map and compass is really special. And the company, I would say. It's just fun to spend time with folks when people aren't like rushing off to like the bar or the meeting or like these obligations. We're just like here in this place, kind of united by these values, just in each other's company is really unique for me. I don't get that too much, so yeah.
This is the third year I've been coming out here to volunteer with the Mountains Biodiversity Project, and yeah, I really love it because not only is it quality time in the woods with some nice quiet thinking time and seeing the story of the forest, but it's pretty helpful to go in and see what the Forest Service is selling off without knowing even what they're selling. So that's kind of what brings me back out here, is looking to see what they're trying to sell.
Blue Mountains Biodiversity Project has a strong track record of historic as well as recent successes in stopping or modifying ecologically destructive projects, setting important legal precedent in federal court, and influencing regional policies to be more protective of the environment. We have stopped or modified logging across many thousands of acres. For example, we recently stopped the logging of an old-growth forest around Walton Lake in the Ochoco National Forests. We also worked with allies to win a 2014 Ninth Circuit Court victory on the Snow Basin timber sale that saved over 10,000 large trees. We won multiple legal victories between 2002 and 2014 that reduced or stopped herbicide and/or biocide use on tens of thousands of acres, resulted in more stringent enforcement of protections for streams, and directed the Forest Service to better analyze the potential effects from herbicide use. Please see our website for our annual reports detailing our work and our accomplishments. Thank you.